Alrighty, so technically, I am going live on Instagram and doing a podcast at the same time. So if Instagram freezes or pauses, oh well. I did turn the comments off because it will be a little distracting. So I'm not answering questions at this time. I am just coming to just talk about rent free. That basically will be the title of the podcast is rent free. Like, why the hell are you thinking about doing a podcast about rent free? Because, man, listen, there are just certain circumstances and situations that people are allowing to live in their mind rent free. They are allowing people to live in their mind rent free. But why? And that's the key portion of it. If you don't have a genuine connection with this individual, if they are not paying you, if they are not sexing you, if there is nothing that they're doing that has any type of reciprocation or productivity in your life, why the fuck are you allowing it to live rent free? This is definitely going to be a whole lot more candid than my other podcasts. I try to keep my language at bay, but sometimes it just don't happen. So, oh well. Anyway, when you are allowing certain people, circumstances, and situations to live rent free in your head, it's draining. It is so tiring. It makes you tired. And it is a type of tired that physical rest is not going to get you what you need. You can go to sleep. You can take melatonin. You can do whatever it is that you want to do, but physical rest is not going to help you because you are allowing these people to basically dip from your pot, drink from your cup without filling yourself up because you're allowing them to live rent free in your mind. How fair is that to you? You know, I know that a lot of times people do fucked up shit. Situations are hella fucked up. But why do you want to continue to relive the mental drama and the mental trauma that you have went through dealing with that situation and or that individual? Life is not fair. Everything in life is not always fair. So knowing that, why allow this shit to live in your mind? Why continue to relive the trauma day in and day out or week in or week out? There is nothing that this situation and or this person is doing for you at this time. The past literally is the past. We don't have a time machine. We can't go back and fix it. We can't go back and change it. You can't change these things. So what is the purpose? What's the point? You are doing yourself a disservice by continuing to relive trauma that someone has put you through. You are doing yourself a full disservice by continuing to dwell on and think about and literally lose sleep over a situation that you don't control. One thing I always tell people is control what you can control. And other people is not something that you can control. You cannot control the actions of another person. What you can control is your response to it. You cannot control the situation itself, but what you can control is your response to it. So why allow these things to take up space in your mind, take up space in your heart, take up space in your emotional just being altogether if it's not something that you can change? You can't go back in the past. What's done is done. What's there is there. What has happened is what has happened. What you can control again is how you respond to it, how you react to it, what you choose to do next when it comes to a certain person or a certain situation. And at the same token, I was literally just speaking to another young lady who I normally don't see go live, and I met her coming out of a store, and she didn't have the means to pay for what she needed. So I was like, hey, I got you. Don't worry about it. You know, you look like you need what you got. So boom. And then generally, I never told this story. She just told the story. She was like, I need everybody to know. She told the story. I allowed her to tell the story, and I allowed her to tell the story from her perspective. Because we can perceive something as one way, and it will be the truth with us. but another person can perceive something another way, and it'll be the truth with them, and you guys have two completely different perspectives on it, but they're both the truth because it's what you believe to be true, right? So knowing this, knowing that you cannot control how people are going to perceive what you say, you cannot control how people are going to react to your energy, you can't control that shit. So why would you allow it to affect your day-to-day life? If they're not paying your bills, helping you pay your bills, feeding you consistently, fucking you consistently, and even within, you still got to be careful with them people. Because if it's not somebody that you have a connection with, that you are actually dealing with, why would you allow them to take up space in your vibrational field? Like, why are you allowing them to mentally torment you? If you have gone through horrible shit, and we all know, and we've been there, like we have all been there. We have all been through shit that has been traumatic. We have all been through shit that has not given us the best outlook on life. It has not given us the best outlook on people. It has not given us the best outlook on any fucking thing. But why are we going to continue to allow that shit to live rent free? Why are we going to continue to spend our energy, our currency? That's our financial portion, our soul's finances. Why would you continue to spend your currency on something that you cannot change? That time that you spent with that person that broke you, you can't get that time back. So why do you want to continue to spend time reliving the moments of what broke you? That is something that you are supposed to learn from and to grow from. And I'll tell you, and I was literally just telling this other young lady this, that you will continue to meet the same individual in different bodies until you learn your lesson. You will continue to come across the same type of parasitic energies until you learn your lesson. You always have to think of, okay, what am I learning here? If you've had a failed relationship, don't take that as an L. Don't take it as a loss. Take it as a lesson. Because what also shapes you and what also shapes how you're going to go forward is how you react to the situation. What manner did you react to it? Did you react negatively? Were you over emotional? What was your lesson at that time? And that's where a lot of individuals don't look at. A lot of individuals fail to see is what the lesson was. There's lessons in life. No matter what you do, no matter where you go, you're going to have lessons in life. But to allow somebody who has, let's be candid, to allow somebody, and I don't give a damn whether it was a friend, a family member, a coworker, somebody that you were involved with, I don't care who it was. If they fucked you over at some point, why do you want to continue to relive those issues? Why do you want to continue to relive the sheer drama and trauma that they brought to your life? Like, this should be a time of releasing all of that shit. Because it don't serve you a purpose right now. Because you can't change it. You can't go back and say, hey, well, you know, if I go back to this portion of my life, I would do this or I could do this. But did that get you on the path of what you need to learn from what happened to you at that time? A lot of people don't realize that. And they allow these people and these situations to just live within their mind, to live within their emotions, to live within their heart. And they don't need to. And you become so emotionally drained, so physically drained, mentally drained, spiritually drained, and you don't know what to do. I would tell you the change for me that had to happen for me is when I found myself giving way too much of myself and not learning. That was my pivotal point, when I found myself not being able to get out of bed. Like, literally slept for 8 hours and was still bone chilling tired, like I had not gotten any rest. And at that point I was like, okay, this is more than me just being sleepy. This is more than me just being tired. And I had to do the research. I had to just kind of understand and learn for myself. And don't get me wrong, it happened several times after that. But at the same token, I needed to learn. I was going through that same thing because I was not learning. When I continue to speak on shit that happened to me, speak on shit of the past, speak on how people, did me dirty, speak on how people, was wrong to me and what they did and how they did. And I was so genuine to this person and they did this and they did that and they did this. I was at a stagnant place in life, continuing just to repeat stagnation, not going nowhere, just continuing to say, okay, I keep seeing the same shit. I keep hearing the same shit. I keep going through the same shit. And it is because I continue to think about and I continue to allow this shit to live rent-free in my mind. So as I was thinking about it, I continued to relive the exact same trauma. So I wasn't going anywhere. I don't know if anybody has ever seen the movie The Blob. And I'm probably telling my age, but that's okay. But it was when that lady was trying to get out of the blob and she was sitting and it was in a doorway. She was in a doorwell. And with her being in a doorwell, she just kept walking and walking and walking and walking. And literally all she was doing was just putting herself she was just sliding on the blob. You know what I'm saying? Like she wasn't going anywhere. That is how I felt. I was not going nowhere. I was not elevating. I was not growing. I was not anything. Because I was allowing situations to live rent-free in my head. I was allowing people to live rent-free in my head. And one thing I had to learn is it's not about you. And I know I've done a podcast on that before, but it just goes to how full circle shit comes back around because it's not about you. Certain things that people do and they say and how they perceive and the shit that they attune themselves to is not about you. You have to stop putting yourself in a position where you're trying to help every single body. You're just trying to help everybody. You're just trying to give so much of yourself and just trying to help and help and help and help because you want to be labeled as a good person and you want to be noticed as a good person and you just want to continue to help people. That's not your place. It's not about you. I know I made a statement the other day about interrupting someone else's karma. I have said that I'm going to stop spending my currency. I'm going to stop spending my energy saying that, I wish you well, or I wish you a good day, or I wish you that. No. May the universe bless you the way they have see fit. May you get what you deserve. May whatever needs to come to you, come to you. I'm going to assume my daughter is burning a candle because I smell it. Hopefully the fire alarms don't start going off. She's really good for that. She learned it honestly. But anyway, we're not worried about that. So, again, when I started to just release those things and just let that shit of the past go, different things started to happen. Different things started to perpetuate. Different, energies and auras just continued to flow into my life and just where I was going. I started to meet people who were on the same path that I was on. I started to meet people who could provide me with knowledge to where I was trying to get to. And I just continued to meet these individuals. And now it's like I'm being utilized as that beacon to give that advice to someone else. That is a place of greatness. That is a place of, just for me, I'm humbled. So that is a very great place for me to be in. But when you just continue to allow these situations and allow these people to take over your mind, when you continuously think up and bring up, oh, this happened to me and this is this and I'm this way because of this and I'm this way because of that, you're going to stay that way too. You're not going to grow. You're going to get an inch and you're going to get knocked back a mile. Because you are refusing to grow. You are refusing to let that shit go. And this also comes with encounters. This also comes with people. There are some friends I wanted to take with me. Like, oh no, you know what I'm saying? No, this is my dog. This is my friend. You got to come too. Everybody can't go. I just explained it as if you are driving in a mountain or driving up a mountain. And as you get higher on that mountain, your radio starts to go out because it no longer can receive the frequency. That's how we are as human beings. And we have to get used to that. We have to understand that. Sometimes the higher that you go, you can't be understood. People don't understand you. Or you can no longer hear the things that they're saying because you guys are not on the same wavelength. You're not on the same vibration. So when you continue to stay stagnant, when you continue to let those things just run free in your mind, the people that were feeding off of your energy, those parasitic individuals that were coming to you in the first place, will continue to come to you because you're still in that space. When people be like, oh, you changed. No, I didn't change. I grew. There's a difference. I haven't changed anything. I grew. I started to understand me more. I started to love me more. I started to appreciate me more. So if me loving me and growing and appreciating me was getting rid of you, then so be it. And it's so funny because a lot of people are like, oh, you're so mean. You're so nonchalant. You're so this. Nah, I'm just not about to let you fuck with my energy. Like, it's just, I'm just not going to give you the best parts of me for you to feed off of. And then for you to just take what you want and go. And then I'm empty. I'm just not going to do that. Just the more I have grown, the more I have elevated, the more protective I have been of my energy and who I am. And if you want to deal with me, you got to pay for my time. And that's not me trying to be mean or being bougie or being any kind of way, because that energy is a currency that I can't get back. And that's what people fail to realize. You give so much of yourself to people that don't pour into you. You're giving of yourself, but no, who's giving to you? Those individuals that you're pouring into, are they pouring back into you? Are they reciprocating what you're giving? You need to think about that. We all had to think about that. But I did have some friends and some in connections that were just not lucrative. Started a business, they ain't even support it. Went into a partnership, they didn't even support it. Got a podcast, they didn't even support. You know what I'm saying? So you have to really think about those things. And yeah, it could be like, oh, my friend or this person that I used to be friends with did this, or they didn't do this, or they did this, or they didn't do this, and everything in my life. And why? Stop letting these situations, stop letting these people, stop letting shit live rent free in your mind, fucking up your energy, draining your currency. You are literally letting something take you to the bank and drain the fuck out of you. But why? Shit that happened 2, 3, 4, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago. And I understand bringing it to the forefront, trying to understand like, okay, this is why I may have thought of things this way, or this is why I may have thought of things this way. But once you have the understanding, you need to let that shit go. Somebody messed you over. Okay. They messed you over. As genuine as you were to them, they fucked you over. As genuine as you were to them, they took advantage of you. They took advantage of your time, your money, your energy, your love, your heart, your soul. Anything that they have taken advantage of, I understand. But do you still want to allow them to live on in your mind? Do you still want to allow the situation to live on in your mind? Do you want to continue to relive that exact same situation that you have literally come out of? Why? This is why depression is at an all-time high. Because people are not growing. They're not learning. They're allowing those situations to become their circumstances. They're allowing these situations to become them. They're allowing the circumstances to shape who they are as an individual. No, you never change who you are. And I had to learn this. I'm not saying it because I didn't learn it. I had to learn that. You don't stop the love that you got. You don't just become a hard ass and a cold heart and just an asshole because somebody else did something to you. Yeah, humanity fucking sucks. Let's be honest here. Humans fucking suck. There's so many narcissists in this world. There's so many that don't even understand or know that they have parasitic energy, and they're just drawn to you and they don't know why. But when you attempt to take that energy away, they feel some type of way. They're upset. They're angry. When you don't want to work with them, when you don't want to deal with them, when you don't have the capacity to be within their energetic field, they're upset, they're angry. Because they don't understand, like, you got parasitic energy, bro. I cannot fuck with you on a daily basis. I cannot sit and talk to you every day. I cannot sit and deal with you every fucking day. Like, when you have a healing spirit, when you just have a beacon of light, when you just have positive energy, people that are negative are going to flock to you. Because what does a negative do to a positive? It drains it. It's science. It is science. It is proven that this happens. So why would you continue to allow this to go on in your life? Those negative thoughts are going to do what? Drain you. Those negative emotions are going to do what? Drain you. Those negative people that you surround yourself with is going to do what? Drain you. So protect yourself, protect your aura, protect your energy. If you truly do not feel like dealing with somebody, then you don't feel like dealing with them. They can feel away all they want to, but it's not up to you to feel away. You cannot feel bad because a person feels bad because you don't want to deal with their negative bullshit. You cannot continue to say, oh, well, you know, this person so-and-so back when I was in the 5th grade did this, and this to me. That person probably don't even remember you. They probably don't even remember what they did to you. But because it was something that was negative, it made an imprint in your mind and you want to continue to live that situation. Why? I was dating so-and-so and she did XYZ. And I did this and this and this for her. And she did this and this and this. Okay. What did you learn? Same thing. I was dating him and I did all of this for him and I did this and this and this and, you know, I took this and I did this and I made sure of this. Okay. And what did you learn? And that's the problem with humanity, is that we are so big on just doing and not learning. We're just doing and we're not seeing. We're just giving and not receiving. At the same token, nobody's noticing that this is going on. Nobody is realizing that this is going on in their life. It is really, really time for people to kind of shake this shit up. Like, really start paying attention to people, to their vibrations, to the aura, and to how you feel when you're around certain people. If you feel good and up and bubbly and laughter and all kind of shit when you're around certain people, okay, cool. That means that that's energy that you all are able to share. But if you feel down and just tired and just worn the fuck out after being around somebody, your body is telling you something and you're not listening. Do you go into a place and instantly just feel tired, instantly just feel drained? Why do you keep going there? That's what I'm saying. It's just the lessons, that the small things that our body is telling us that we don't learn because we're not listening. And this has nothing to do with you being on a spiritual path or believing in religion or believing in any of this. This is sheer getting to know your own fucking body. Getting to know you. This has nothing to do with any type of path or, you know, none of that. This is getting to know you. Because you're not paying attention to your body. You're not paying attention to what your body is telling you, what your body is showing you from an individual, a place, or even something. When you pick up this thing or when you do this particular habit, is it really making you feel better, or are you just used to it? You're just like, oh, well, you know, let me go on and do this because I ain't did it today. But how are you feeling in the moment? How are you feeling after? We're not learning. And we're just allowing shit to run rampant in our minds. Just allowing that shit to happen. Like, for me, have I thought about shit that has happened? Yeah, I mean, of course, it'll come up from time to time, especially if there's a conversation that's being had, but on a daily, I don't think about that shit. I've been through some fucked up shit. I really have. I've literally given so much of myself I didn't know myself. I've given so much of myself I didn't recognize who I was. I've been there. I've done that. I ain't about to keep thinking about that shit. It happened. I learned from it now. I know better. So I don't care to keep thinking about it. I don't care to keep speaking on it. I don't care to keep dwelling on it. Because that not only breaks you down mentally and physically and spiritually and emotionally, it's just going to break you down as a whole. And you're not going to recognize yourself. Sometimes we have to realize that we break our own hearts. You think that somebody else broke your heart, but no, you broke your own heart. Because you didn't pay attention to the signs, because you didn't listen to your body, because you didn't listen to the things that were being shown to you. You refused to see it. You refused to listen. So as a result of that, your heart got broke. But guess who broke your heart? You did. You broke your own heart. You trying to pour in and give into somebody that's not going to give back to you, and you know that they're not going to give back to you. And you know that they have fuck qualities, and you're going to continue to spend your currency on them. And then when they really show you who you are and dog you the fuck out, you be like, oh, they broke my heart. No, you broke your own heart. And now that you've broken your own heart, because your perception is that they broke your heart, it now lives in your mind rent free. So-and-so broke my heart. No, you broke your own heart. When people come to me and they say, oh, well, this, and this happened, and this happened, and this happened. Okay, well, what did you say? What did you do? In that moment, how did you feel? Because again, people are going to give you their perception of what happened. You are not going to get the full story. You're going to get their perception. They'll be very quick to say the other person did this, or I think they did, or I thought they did, but what did you do? And what did you say? How did you handle that? How did you respond? That's why they always say there's two sides to every story, because perception is going to be different. You may see things one way and I may see things another way, but at the end of the day, those are both our truths. So a lot of people say, oh, they lied. Did they lie, or did they tell their version of what they felt was true? You can't knock people for how they feel. They're going to feel how they feel. But at the same token, that ain't your business. That has, like, when I say that has been my model for going forward. That ain't my business. You got a lot going on, and I understand. Because there's two things. Either you are coming to me because you just want to vent, or you want advice. So when you get into that space, you have to say, hey, I know that this is the conversation that we're having. Do you want advice, or do you kind of just want to, do you want to vent? Which one is it? Because sometimes we